The artwork, Facebook meets the author live, supporting our local poet illustrator, Krystal Frenchwood, and then also editor Alonzo Archibald on this side. And so we are live. We're going to be talking about Krystal's debut work. It's Metamorphosis, an Awakening. You can see some of the artwork here on this slide. We're going to be talking about this book of poetry and the illustrations and Krystal's life and her thoughts on personal development, publishing, and whole 9 yards, things that we would talk to an author about. And we will also praise her a lot and her and Alonzo for their awesome artistic debut. So with that, I'm going to come over here and we will start. We'll zoom a little bit on our two creators right here. And you notice in the background we've got a cover of her work plus some lovely butterflies, because I think we love beautiful things.
Yes, ma'am.
And so here we go. So, oh my God, I've already got people saying, "Hey." Oh, I'm gonna mispronounce a name. So, Shamira.
Oh, Shamira.
Shamira says, "Hey," and I'll try to keep on watching and say hey for people who comment or might ask questions at interludes. But we'll start now with Krystal and Alonzo. So let's start with a nice little, just to introduce yourselves and just tell us anything you want to initially talk about, and then we'll go on with some other questions and talk about your work. All right.
Well, I'm Krystal Frenchwood. I was born in Galveston and raised in Hitchcock. I graduated in 2013 at the high school in Hitchcock. And I also went to Galveston College for sociology. And my goal is to graduate this year. I got to go back in the summer, but I kind of put it aside for my book. So that's what we've been on. And Alonzo.
And how y'all doing there, everybody? My name is Alonzo Archibald. I was the editor for Miss Krystal Frenchwood on the book, The Metamorphosis, The Awakening. I'm from Galveston, Texas. I graduated Lamarck High School in 2013. And I'm also a graduate of College of the Mainland 2019.
Oh, nice. Do you mind sharing what you studied?
I just got an associate's degree. I obtained my associate's degree in general studies just so I could have the fundamental principles of the education. And I'm expanding towards my bachelor's degree right now in fitness and health.
Oh, fantastic. Excellent.
Yes, ma'am. At U of H Clear Lake.
At U of H Clear Lake?
Yes, ma'am. Go Cougs.
Go Cougs. You got to do the hand sign and stuff. Excellent. So, Krystal, can we start out with a poem?
Yes, ma'am. So I actually, may I slide?
Yeah, go ahead. We can move to another slide. This sort of new technology here.
This is one that I chose to pick because I feel like we're all trophies. So this is how it goes. It's called Trophy. Design by design, different by design. We are all different, uniquely one of a kind. We're all trophies. It's just a matter of time. When it's your time, you will shine. Finish strong, keeping victory on your mind until you cross the finish line. A true trophy in your own shrine. So, so unique, one of a kind reward of 2020, but all the way around. So I felt that one was for everybody because we all have different talents and we have all something unique to share to the world.
Absolutely.
So that's one of my favorite ones.
That's lovely. Thank you. And so with your book, so say I'm looking through the Metamorphosis poetry book. Now, is there artwork with each photo, or is that the artwork that goes next to the photo? Multiple questions all put together here. Because I'm thinking of this particular item. So, did you write the poem first and then do the art?
So, It goes hand in hand. So sometimes I'll do the art first, and then I'll write the poem. Like for instance, I wrote one that was 9 to 5. And the 9 to 5, I wrote that one. I was working 2 jobs, and I wrote that one at the movies. And I didn't draw. I didn't have the picture, but I had a vision of how I wanted the picture to look. And then I ended up combining it because I always wanted to combine my artwork with my poetry.
How difficult is that normally?
So actually, it was in the beginning because I didn't want to color it. I wanted to actually hire somebody else to color
Really?
to color my work.
No.
But I ended up there with my friends and family was like, no, you just need to really just practice and just learn how to color it. Because there's an app on iPad called Procreate.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't get it. I didn't know how to color it in, and I just had to practice. And when I put my mind to it, it went on from there. I was able to do it.
Okay, you just blew my mind because I thought this looks like you've been coloring and this is what you've been doing for quite a while. And as we look at a couple items for your art, I would never have thought that you were like, I want someone else to do that, and such. So that just it surprises me. It looks very natural, and like it's not a hardship. Like it's exactly what my brain created this. It's on the page, and such with all of your art that I've seen in the book.
I'm really glad I ended up doing it because it paid off so much. Instead of getting someone else to do it, I can actually say this is my creations.
And so you learned a whole new app to be able to do this artwork?
Procreate. So some of it I did draw on sketch on paper, and I actually forgot. I wanted to actually show it to you guys to show you how from the beginning to start. Because when you're on the app, it actually records as you're going.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool.
That's
Huh.
Sorry, my mind popped into the streaming. Like you could be streaming doing your art too, like on Twitch or something, and people would watch. Now, so you would say, like, how long did it take you? Do you still feel uncomfortable, or are there things you're still learning with the app, or do you feel like you've really got a basic?
I feel like I got it down. I really do. It's still some things I want to learn how, like the paint. You can do like gouache on there that I would like to learn how to do.
What is?
It's like a different texture, different style on how you can do it. It's like one of the sketches I'll have to show you, but one of it's like the water. It's a waterfall in the background, and that's a different texture from like the basic colors.
Yeah, they have like different lines you can use on the app. And it has different textures and different gradients with some of the colors. And also has like some effects on there too. So I say she's a little bit advanced, for her first time around. She like just went straight past the basics and went to like some advanced stuff. And she didn't look at no videos or anything. She just kind of was picking it up on the go.
You're natural. But I also say for any aspiring artists who are like, oh, I just want to draw, or I don't want to try and learn this app, they should, come and check this book out and see this is what you can do if you just stick it out and learn it on your own. You can create your own artwork without having to get someone else to see your vision.
Yeah, absolutely.
Else too.
Right.
And
it's like, how do we get that on paper?
On paper.
How do we get your mind on paper when it's not their mind?
See, and that's not even questions we were thinking of talking about. This is great. So, with real quick before we keep going in depth, is there like anything you want to show us with? Go ahead and show us your book a little bit. And here I'll zoom in a little bit.
This is Metamorphosis, The Awakening. And it just talks about like breaking generational curses, transformation, and how we all have treasure inside of us. Because again, we all have like things we can offer to the world and share our talents. And this is the back of the book, of course. I didn't pull the tape off. But that's the back, and that's another one of my drawings with my eyes on my knees, because I had a dream about that.
And I've never seen like if you're on the internet, you Google it, you're not gonna see anybody with eyes on their knees. So that's just, you know, a testament of how creative, you know, her mind is and her vision.
And then I used a lot of colors because I kind of did it like chakras, the 7 chakras. And like the green represents love, so it's like I just want to spread the love throughout the world and the universe to everybody. And the purple kind of like represents intuition, so it has like a lot of symbolism towards it. And that's why I chose these colors.
Awesome. And describe the inside a little bit. You don't have to show us everything, just a little bit. How it's laid out.
Oh, okay, like scanning through it.
Just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Because we have your poetry going on with your artwork, and then what happens, you know, after you go through.
So this is the one I was describing earlier with the waterfall. So this one was a different texture. I don't know if y'all can see that.
There we go. That's my favorite, actually. I love that painting.
Oh, thank you. And she's called Mother Nature. But that's how it pretty much looks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know you had wanted me to read the intermission. I don't know if you want to wait till like later on.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll get into some nitty gritty stuff about publishing and other artwork stuff. But describe, like, even as you go right after the intermission, like, how's it? What do you have at the back of the book or at the end? You know, you go from the poetry and the pictures to your next section.
Oh, so this section here is like reflective questions. So you're actually going to write about your metamorphosis and what things you have been through. And so throughout the days, you'll just write out things you're thankful for and also the changes that you've been through. So that's how where the intermission comes in. So you're diving deep within oneself to find out what you're most passionate about and what you have always dreamed about doing. It is discovering the treasure of what lies deep inside of you. Because sometimes we forget. Sometimes we forget that. And then this was the reflective question where Metamorphosis is a poetry book, but it's also an interaction book where you explain your metamorphosis. What transformation have you recently gone through? Whether you're switching your careers, going to a new school, meeting new friends, or taking a leap of faith with a new business. How do you embrace change? You can write this either in the paper, on a piece of paper or in the book.
Yes, and I love that. And I was going to say, if you check out the book at the library, don't write in it. But if you buy your own copy, and we'll share Krystal's website in a moment and such. If you buy your own copy, then you can write in it, or you can, you know, save it in a perfect condition and write on a sheet of paper and such. But I love the fact that it's interactive, and that you are not just reading the poem, you're trying to live the words and through the poem and such. So anyone watching, I've got a couple people that I'll say hey to, but since, you know, I didn't want to make shout outs except for people who specifically say hey, don't want to call anyone out, but to anyone watching, I forgot my train of thought. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and put, I'm watching the chat, drop it in the comments, and I'll look at that. But I'm going to go through and see what I wanted to go to next. Okay, so when you're writing, we're going to talk about some of you who might be aspiring writers. You're like, how long should it take me? I feel like it takes me forever. Or, oh, I'm done right away. You know, in your experience, how long does it take you to write and create something that you're happy with? Not just the first, oh, I just wrote it down. How long does it take to create something that you're like, this is a finished work?
Ooh. So I was actually really going to say it really takes like about 10 to 15 minutes. It really depends, because like if it comes to me, I have to hurry up and jot it down so I won't lose the train of thought. And yes, I have to write it down so I won't lose the train of thought. And I go to like the Texas City Rainbow Park That's where I get like my inspiration from, like looking at the birds, because I have some poems that talks about like the birds or the trees and whatnot, and that's how I was able to connect it in here.
Nice. Now, what was I thinking? So Rainbow Park.
Highland Bayou and Lamarck, Carbide Park, and also the beach in Galveston. And I like to listen to like the binaural beats.
The what?
The binaural beats. It's like a lot of those meditation beats and stuff.
Okay.
The cool music and.
So your playlist while you're creating, you really like those? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. It's good for the brain. It helps you think.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Deep thought and really channel out, some of that good quality work that you guys hear and get from her.
Fantastic. I'm just gonna say real quick as I'm looking at comments, I have a commenter said beautiful art and poetry, love the positive message, and interesting to hear how. And I thought this was interesting as well how the colors and images were chosen. With your green, and I was going to ask too, and we'll get sidetracked all over the place, about your yin yang symbols. Like, what made you? Because especially on the front cover and even inside, there's a whole bunch of them. What was your thought process behind using those?
It's really my favorite too, because of the duality behind it. Like, there's good, there's bad in life. There's nothing really ever perfect, because you got to take the good with the bad with the good. So that's why throughout the book it's black and white, because some days we're not going to be as happy or cheery, but we have to like find through the mist. We have to find through it and just see the light still is shining through it. So
excellent.
When it's raining, the sun is still behind the clouds. It's just, that rain be coming down hard on you sometimes, and it's hard to see that sun's still going to be out after the rain goes away.
Yeah.
Oh, see, this is all making me feel really good today, especially now and such. But this is, I agree with the commenter with the positive message and such. Like you told us the rituals that you kind of go through to get in the mood to write. Now, do you find that you're writing or trying to practice writing like every day, or do you sort of just take a break and wait until till you're inspired, or what's sort of your process there?
So that's really what I was doing at first. I was taking a break. I was taking a break, and I wanted to learn how to be more consistent with my writing. So I did start writing more in the mornings. Like, that's why I kind of brought a couple of books.
Mm-hmm.
This one is like a journal where, like, I'm grateful, I am joyful, I am abundant, I'm successful. So I would start writing in the journals to keep practicing, like, okay, it's so much to be thankful for and everything. And that's how I would be able to do that.
Okay.
So that's it. It's really a good book, but it's helped me along the way. And also, The Magic. I don't know if anyone heard about The Secret, but I've had this since like 2016, 2017, and it's also helped me as well to get out of that writer's block.
And also for anyone viewing who's interested, I'm pretty sure we have The Magic here, and I'm also pretty sure we have, like, because there's a whole series of books based off of the original The Secret. We have. I'm pretty sure we have a whole group of them. If anyone is interested in checking those out, and such, but they can always check at the information desk, because a lot of people, as you say, have found them to be helpful and inspiring and like keep you on track for thinking positively.
Yes, and I actually recently found one of my old brats. This is like old.
Where it all started.
Oh my gosh.
This was back in like 2007, and I honestly forgot, but I was constantly writing about being an artist, publishing poetry books. So manifestation's real. Like, you can really do it if you really just put the mind to it. So here's an example right here. This was in 2007, but my goals that I wanted to achieve was that I wanted to be an artist, poet, and a photographer, because I like to draw people and landscapes, animals. poetry expresses how I feel, and a photographer because I love to take pictures of flowers, clouds, stars, and the ocean waters. So I was like, wow, okay, I didn't know I was that deep, but
Had you forgotten that you were already there?
Yeah, I think
'cause-
sometimes we forget like how, either growing up along the way, your dreams kind of get dried up like a raisin in the sun a little bit.
yeah.
And, society just has a weird way of getting you off track of what else you're also supposed to be here, because you have a purpose that goes further beyond just, working every day like a 9 to 5 or just doing whatever it is. There's always more to the picture.
Yes.
Very nice. Thank you. Good. We'll keep moving. So I was gonna say, what got you started on writing, creating art? We have already started being there, and such. But we'll keep going with, are there poets, artists? Oh yeah, we were talking about all the the brats. Are there some poets that you can share with us that have inspired you?
Yes. So I believe 2 on there are not poets.
That's okay. They're artists or authors or whatever it is that inspire you to create art is what it would be.
So Janae Aiko, she's like one of my favorite R&B artists, and she also wrote a poetry book called Two Fish, and that's actually where I got the inspiration of poetry book from, because that's how she did hers. And then also, I put Mac Miller on here. I felt like I had forgot about Mac Miller until it was him, because he was like, you need to listen to this artist, you're really like him.
Mac Miller got hard.
His songs are like poetry, because one of the songs is called Jump. And he's like, I'm running to the edge, and when I get there, he said, best believe that I'm going to jump to see if I can fly. I wonder if I jump, do you think I can fly? And those words are powerful to me, because it's like you have to take those risks and you have to take a leap of faith in order to get there, because if you don't ever take that chance, then
You never know.
mm-mm. And Rumi is also one of my favorite poets as well. And one of his quotes was, stop acting so small. You're all the universe in a static motion. And I believe that is a powerful verse as well. Tupac Shakur, reality is wrong, dreams are for real. And that was one of the ones, Rose that grew from the concrete. And I actually forgot to put one artist up there, but Russ, I'm not sure if y'all have that one here, but it's Get Out of Your Own Way. And he is awesome too, because he talks about manifesting and writing and just making your dreams a reality. And he's one of my favorite artists as well.
I'm actually looking right now.
Oh.
So you said, get out
Get Out of Your Way.
of your way. Get out of your. No, that's a different person. Someone had a similar book. Oh, we don't. I'm gonna have to look it up and see what's all up with that. Okay, excellent. Thank you for now. We didn't ask Alonzo. I didn't ask you these questions, but can you think of any? Is there anyone else in your head that inspires you to not necessarily create, but someone that you look to as an inspiring figure?
I'm so weird because I can find inspiration in like anything in life. Like I can just be looking at that water bottle and be inspired. I just have kind of like a more abstract just way of life and how I process things and kind of synthesize it. So I just look for I just look for the fun in life and life to kind of reveal itself to me, and that's where all my inspiration comes from. But a couple of artists real quick, because I see it, similar. One of mine is Mac Miller. I like him. He just like chill, and he reminded me of like kind of that hip hop vibe when he first got into the music industry, and then he started expanding into different genres. And I like artists that aren't scared to go from like their usual kind of genre a little bit and show that diversity and artistic aspect of themselves. Because a lot of people try to put you in one category in life at times, and it can be whatever you're doing, but we're so much more than one thing. So, even a mother plays like 8 different roles. She can be a grandma, a mom, a sister, an aunt, all at once. So it just goes to show you, life is more than just one box.
Nice. Thank you. Fantastic. All right, we're moving forward. Okay, let's see. Artists. So I said poets. Did you have extra artists, or does this include everyone? Because this is, for writing. Are there any like visual creators that inspired you as well?
So I wrote down an artist that I saw on Instagram. Her name is Christina Lori, but she goes by Raw Sushi. Because she's a raw person. I didn't actually add her picture or anything on there, but I love some of her art as well. Alexis Raccoon, I love her art because hers is similar to mine, and that's what really made me like, okay, this is awesome. There's other people out here like that. And also, he goes by Paula, but his name is Akados. I don't know his last name, but his is also like spiritual art, and I love his because his is really deep.
Okay.
You inspired me too. I got to put you on a shout out. But actually, this whole book and helping her along the whole process, it made me a better artist too as well, in so many different forms, even from drawing and stuff. So it was pretty cool to see her go about her art and how it all came to be.
So, let's see. We already sort of talked what came first normally, the art or the poetry. We sort of talked about that a little earlier. So in that case, I sort of want to get to what art. Oh yeah, we went there. Our artists. We talked about that one. Okay, so self-publishing. Now with this book, for anyone who is watching now or watching in the future, self-publishing is scary, or at least I would think so. Wait, first I have to write this, then I have to figure out how to get it out to people. And you notice a lot of books in either Amazon or where you see self-published, they're really ugly. or they're not put together really well.
Right.
We see
it lacks that professional feel and vibe to it.
Mm-hmm, exactly, which this book does not lack the professional feeling at all. It's that's a difference I've seen from some other possible self-published works. Not all of them. There's some people who do some great work like y'all with that. Now, what kind of how does this process work when you decided to put this into a book? What did y'all have to do and work on? What were your steps?
So I actually used a platform called Blurb, and they're really great. They're really good, but it looks like a book. And you're able to like write the text box. Write in the text box and write and whatnot, and write and also add the pictures in it. I was able to add the pictures and then write in the text box. So it's really cool because it looks like a book. Mm-hmm. And I really like that platform because I was able to visually see how my book will come out and whatnot. And he helped me with a lot with that part because sometimes I get kind of confused with how to align it and whatnot. And he was able to, all you do is copy and paste.
Yeah, there's a couple other tricks involved too. But yeah, the formatting is a very important role that I think is undermined in books, because I had no idea until you start doing the formations and you notice, oh man, that word's too much to the left or too much to the right, or the spacing is battling the words. So it's a lot that takes into the whole process of making a great book, or even just a book in general, because it can get real picky depending on the reader. It can be distracting if words are just too far over to the left, the margins are off, and even spacing with the titles, subtitles, everything has to have a nice flow to it.
And the side, like the spine as well, that was really important because originally it was really thin, so I wasn't able to put the title on it.
Yeah, it didn't have enough pages.
Yes, we had to add more pages.
Well, that's an interesting thought for anyone who's looking to put their own book together, is you have to think, you actually have to fill is, so I guess the height of the book. Do you have to worry? You have to choose that as well, and then you have to think about the thickness if you want the title on the spine. Oh my gosh!
And then how it will look in the library, like when we have a book
compared to
others. Yeah, you want to make sure like you see it. So that's what we learned too. Like, okay, we want it to pop out when people see it.
Nice. Now with the platform you were using, is that something that costs? Do people have to pay for Blurb, or is that free?
It was actually free. I really love that part. Because it was free, and you don't have to. All you have to do is just download it on a computer. It doesn't work for like laptops or anything. I'm not sure why with that, but it works on a computer.
Okay. So we find it works on a standalone. If you happen to have a high, I don't know, a really amazing laptop, who knows, but it's called Blurb, and it's free.
Yes,
that's actually fantastic, especially with the debut. You haven't done this before, so you don't want to spend,
Yes, the only time you do purchases, of course, when you're ordering the copies or when you're setting it up for distribution through Ingram. Because they work through Ingram as well, or through Blurb.
So Blurb you can go from the creating to the public to the actual printing.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you pay for the print.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It'll have like 3 different options on which route you would like to take.
And no, I noticed y'all were talking to me earlier about a guinea pig printing. So, I mean, you don't have to show it to me, but I just think it's important in the process that you don't go and print 300 copies initially.
Exactly. You always test 1 copy.
You have a test copy first, and then you, if that works. Now, here's my question: when you were going through this process, how often did you find mistakes? That you thought that we're done, and then you all of a sudden, did you find things afterwards?
Yes.
We found like, how many? It wasn't really too bad. It wasn't like nothing dramatic. But we did peep, and I was like, okay, we could have sharpened that better. Like,
okay, not like a misspelled. There we go. No, it was my video turned off for a second. Okay, because that's what you're like, oh, this covers. We misspelled the title.
That's funny. But no, honestly, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't anything dramatic. It was just like little minors what we could have sharpened up on.
Word selection here and there.
Now I noticed your book is a little different. If you could show us the inside a little bit, because you have black pages. What made you decide? I didn't even think of that question earlier, but how did you did they have different color options or what?
Yeah, so that was really cool. I wanted to be like yin and yang again.
I didn't even think
The
that.
duality in life, the book is that's what I like about it. It's such
You blew my mind again. I hadn't even thought of that. I was like, oh duh, yin and yang, white and black pages.
Man, you'll be surprised the more times you probably would look back at some of our art pictures, you'll see like little details you didn't even catch the first time.
Oh yeah.
It's just so sophisticated, the book, and artistic at the same time, that it just incorporates the elements of life itself. You can just see it unfold throughout her whole book and just the poems and art.
I feel like he was my biggest hype man, though. I have to say, that's why I figured. So he inspired me to continue to keep pushing, because it was times where I did get a little discouraged, and I know I can like finish the product, but it was times I would. I was like, okay, well, we can do this, and he always has some powerful words.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Nice. With going with that, with him being inspiring, so like how did you realize like you could edit this, or did it just you just fell into being an editor? Have you edited anything else before, or now that you've done this, are you able to help other people, or how's that going?
I was born an editor. No, I'm just playing now. It was really a natural gift, I guess. I didn't ever look at it as a gift. I thought I was just doing English assignments all the way up until college. But it was a gift. I'm able to really just get a little groove and a pattern that I'm able to just find, and just can find words that just gravitate to me.
So what is being an editor actually like? So, what does it actually mean? What does an editor do?
To me, it's like the main important thing to me is portraying what the author message and vision is. I think a lot of editors get caught up in their own feelings and persona and kind of bring too much of them to the editing process, and it takes away the power from the author. My job as an editor is just to make sure, her message is portrayed and just her the way that she wants it, more importantly than anything. And
is that
it's
what,
like
formatting or order of poems, or how does
format, order of poems? It can be just the whole flow of the book. Just so many processes of editing. And through working with her, I was able to display my talent. So I always thank her, because without this book, no one would even know what I can do. I wouldn't even know what I can do until you just take that leap of faith. Like she says. And I was able to just be helpful. I was just glad to be able to be useful.
And you should actually read his quote on the book too. He has a quote on the back.
Yes, please. Read your quotes.
I get a little philosophical sometimes. But yes, I have a quote on the back of the book. It says, it's hard to know you're a star when you're surrounded by darkness, but even in the darkest days, you're still shining. Alonzo D. Archibald. And basically what that quote means to me is, to me I feel like everyone's special, and everybody, they're great. To me everyone's great, but you will never know until someone overcomes their circumstances in life. That's the hardest aspect in life that's hard to see. It's like an illusion. You're just in the darkness, but even in the darkness, like the stars, they're still shining through their dark moments. So that's the key, is to realize the power that you have inside and just show it. And that's why I love this book so much. It just helps me become just a better everything, a better person. It just helped me approach life in a more acceptable, changed way. Because Metamorphosis helped me embrace change as well.
Beautiful. Thank you. So as we've been talking about your book, and if you want to stick a little thingy, or not, I mean, we're fine now. We're good. I would go to the first page. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, we did How Did You Become an Editor? And I was actually going to go on, and we've even talked, let's see. Oh, I was going to talk about just a little bit more, your promotional materials and such. I'm gonna real quick take your webpage and throw it in the comments. Now, are y'all still working on? Are y'all updating that with any materials, or? But you can buy the book there. And what can you do on your webpage?
Oh, so on the website you can buy the coloring book, which is for pre-order, because I have to wait for the other shipment to come in. But t-shirts as well.
I was excited to hear about the coloring book.
A lot of people are. I'm excited too for y'all to get it.
So you said, what was it you said? You said t-shirts and...
So t-shirts and the poetry book itself. Because I'm still working on the cell phones. That's kind of tough, but we're almost there.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am. And what else?
Were you doing the bags?
Oh, and the bags as well. And masks.
It's on the other side.
Oh.
Bags, masks.
So, yes.
Oh yeah, I saw the first time I met you, I knew exactly who you were just because I was like, I recognize that art.
Yes.
And such, and I noticed also on your page, I don't have it up, I don't have your Instagram up, but I noticed people have been taking pictures of themselves in your lovely shirt and with your book and sharing it with y'all so that they can promote your book. How much is your book?
It is $25. You also get a crystal or a customized stone, and this is what it comes in. And you get a thank you card and a business card in it.
Lovely.
It does come with a gift to let
Yes.
you guys know you are appreciated.
Yes.
It helps us to continue the fun projects and just touching souls throughout the universe.
And with that, while we definitely want to encourage, anyone who can't purchase a book, to come and check out Krystal's book here at the library. We do also want to encourage you to support our local artist and poet by purchasing if you can. Own your own copy or own your own swag and promote the artwork as well. But we do have the books for checkout available. Just ask us at the information desk and we can find the copy and get you all checked out. Now, y'all jumped on board, like I'll come over here also to the poster, with your promotional materials. Like, what made you think of that? Did it just pop in your head, or did you see someone else do this? Because it's not, I don't necessarily see that.
I think I actually did see someone on YouTube because I was showing him. I said, "Oh, look!" I said they have a big banner or whatnot. I said we can blow the sketch up and do the same thing or similar to it, and it sticks out so much more.
But even the masks and the phone, like, did y'all just like, we want?
Oh,
that was such an observer person that I can kind of catch on even like business trends. I'm good at catching like any kind of trend or something. If I see like a repetition of anything, I can catch on to a pattern. And I think I noticed what a lot of people are doing business strategy wise. You get
the mask.
Art is just so malleable as far as what you can do with art. You can apply it to any aspect.
Listen up, artists.
You can really apply it to any aspect of life and just create. I mean, if you got something, do it.
And there was one guy we actually saw in Houston, and he was digging out of the dumpster, and he was creating art, that was really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, in the dumpster, but it was still cool because
he
was creating art.
You'll find new things. People just throw away stuff that's brand new sometimes. He said he finds a lot of new power chords.
We're not encouraging everyone to go and jump into people's dumpster.
Don't go dumpster diving. Didn't get it from me,
you can create art with anything.
Yes.
Now, you mentioned, let's see, which question? I have like one more big one, but here's the little one, is like, what, do you have a couple lessons you've learned, like something you were like, okay, if we did this again, we're gonna change, we're gonna not do it this way, or we're gonna do it a different way?
I think mainly just take your time with it, mainly, and not rush it. Because I feel like it wasn't rushed, it was like a little bit of both. Like, we took our time, but yet it was rushed because it was people that had saw it and it was like they want the book and whatnot. We had just did a test copy to see how it came out, and people had loved it. So it was like, because the first one was when we sold 100 copies, well, over 100 copies. I think it was for the art walk or whatnot. And we had brought 23 with us and sold them out. And that was when we didn't have like the spine or anything. So like, again, that was learned lessons. Like, I'm glad people loved it, but it was a lot more that we could have added more to them and whatnot. So those would be the do's and the don'ts.
What would you say, like, what's more beneficial for you think? Like, we're not saying it for everybody, for you.
I think the most important thing to protect in this world is your own vision in your mind. A lot of people like to twist your ideas and make it to what they want, and that's what a lot of publications, not saying they do it, but some have creative contracts where they go in and they make these changes to what you feel so powerful about. And you may not like some of the things that they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so by going independent,
you can keep all of that.
Right. It's just more rewarding. You get to keep your artistic creativity, and you get paid. I feel like, and not in the form of finances, but just respect. Just in all the forms. That's way more
Yes.
value listed the money itself.
And also, you don't have to pay commission, right?
Right.
And I feel like it's more personal too, because I like to decorate. So like, say if anyone buys it off of Etsy, because I have it on Etsy as well. We package it like in like cute packages, either in clouds or the glitter packages.
Okay.
And I can put like stickers on it and put things in it and then ship it out versus having it on a different platform where it's just a standard package.
Wow, I'm looking it up right now. I'm trying to find your Etsy site. Krystal. Is it under your name?
It's I think it's Mellow K Shop.
Was it M3LL?
OW, and then it's K Shop.
I can't find it. Throw it in the comments later, so that we can, share it with if anyone's interested in looking. Is there a link to it from your regular webpage?
Yes.
Okay, so I linked up the webpage, and so people can look at it that way, and to the Etsy shop.
And Mellow K actually is I changed the E to a 3 because it represents like mind, body, and soul. So that's where the 3 comes in. I like symbolism, so.
You keep adding things that I didn't think of, and such. So with all of that, I think we've covered tons of good stuff for any aspiring artist, or self-publishing, and also just talking about your poetry and just the positive, looking for positive change in yourself. And so, to wrap up things, and you already read your intermission quote. So, just talk a moment about your thoughts on your own transformation of self and reflection, I think would be good for either one or two, both of you. And also this book in general, how you feel that it's helped you, even though it's your publications helping us, but how it's helped you as well.
Well, since I did all the boring stuff, I'm gonna just go first. It really, it's a life-changing book, and I'm not just saying that because I worked on it or because it's her book. But if you really read the message behind the book in each poem, it's a purpose, and it really makes you think. Especially my favorite part, which is towards the end of the book, is the reflective questions. It make you think about, what are you doing in life and where are you going? A lot of times we don't stop to really look in life sometimes the direction we're headed before it's too late and we're too deep into going on a path that we didn't even realize we're spiraling towards. It's made me look at life more in-depthly of how my emotions progress through the day. That's what the reflective questions allow me to do at the end. Engage in activism with my metamorphosis and the changes I'd be going through, because those seasons get to change, and people, they leave, they come and go, but you always remain, and the things that you really value and cherish will determine on you. The way you act has a lot to do with the reality you're experiencing. So it's just a way for me to make sure I'm just aligned with what I want to do and the person that I want to become.
Thank you. Krystal? Top that. I said top that.
That was a good one. But yes, he pretty much did sum up of what Metamorphosis is, because I want it to reach. I want it to be symbol, so it can catch you off guard. Oh, what does 432 means? Because I have like that in the book. 432 is hertz, and that was what I meant with the binaural beats. It's good for the brain. It's like Mother Nature's tune and whatnot. But the title of how I got Metamorphosis was when my dad passed away in 2019 in November, and I had a dream about butterflies, and I felt that was my sign. Like, okay, this book needs to be called Metamorphosis, because people are going through changes. We lose loved ones, or we're getting out of that toxic relationship, or we're switching jobs. So it's a constant change that we have to go through in life. Yeah. So that's how the name Metamorphosis came about.
Excellent. Thank you.
New you
Yeah, it's
comes change again.
So as we close out, is there I didn't even ask, is there a poem you could share with us just as to end out our nice interview?
Ooh, which one? Okay, I can do the duality one.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yes,
That's why she did that.
But duality, like two sides of a coin, one goes up while the other goes down. Peace over war, love over hate. Life has begun to fluctuate. Two worlds, a bridge merge in one, where night and day become one. Darkness may fall, but light shall overcome. Inner peace, a constant battle and war, that must be fought until it's won. But is it ever won? It's a big question mark. And that's how that one looks here. I'll show it.
You can see the duality even in a poem. You can see the black and white, and then you can see the colorful, how colorful life can be.
Yes.
That is lovely. So I'm gonna zoom out for a moment and stuff, and I want to say thank you, and for sharing your work. And let's see. Oh, you've got Heather says Harper is stoked. She says she can't believe this is her aunt. So wave, you should wave and say hi and stuff. But
she makes us bracelets.
Yes.
okay, I'll zoom in real quick to the bracelet. Ooh, very nice bracelet. And then I'm gonna zoom back out and stuff. But we're gonna say goodbye. This is Krystal Frenchwood, local author, local poet, illustrator. This is Alonzo Archibald. I'm going to just come and say hi. Hello.
And Jessica.
And I'm Jessica. Adult Services. Keep track, as I shared Krystal's webpage, and those where you can get the links to Etsy. You can see what she's doing. And keep track. Oh, I didn't ask. I almost forgot. Going forward, you have are y'all going anywhere else? Because I know you mentioned you just went to Alabama, did book signings, book signing, and is there anything coming up that you're just super excited about?
We have at Half Price Books. It's at Clearbrook. Is it Clear Lake?
I think it's Nessa Bay.
Oh, Nessa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we're having a book signing. It is March the 20th at 12 p.m. to 2 p.m.
March 20th, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. At Half Price Books, and you said Nassau Bay. And I'm wondering, they might have a on their webpage. Oh, she's glad you like the bracelet and such. They might have a promotion. Check them out. You have Facebook as well? So check out Krystal's Facebook and then webpage, and check out her the items that she has for sale. And if you can't purchase it, you can check out the book here at the library. Also, I believe we have copies. Is it all the Galveston County libraries?
Yes, so it's in Galveston County, Brazoria, and we have it in Harris County. We're just waiting on them.
So if you're watching us and you're not in Galveston County, also some of the other libraries, just check it out. You can also, now that it's in the catalog, you can interlibrary loan it and everything. But with that, we are going to say bye and take care.
Thank you,
and everyone's waving.
Appreciate y'all having us. Tech City Library is so awesome.
Take care. Thank you.